Welcome, heroes. Well, yeah. Welcome to Unsung Heroes. My name is Mike Mercadal. I host an in-studio podcast called Zeros on Heroes where I interview people about their heroes. But this is Unsung Heroes where you guys get to be the heroes. I appreciate the effort, you guys. Thank you so much. It's Unsung Heroes hunting trip, everybody. The Predator is coming out this weekend. The new one, the one that has had no scandal in it at all. The one that has, yeah, no. Every movie that's coming out now runs the risk of having some scandal. But this one, I feel was handled. I guess who knows. But either way, good to see the Predator. Nothing will ever compare to the original Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It lives in infamy.
Or Predator 2. Hunky Adrian Brody's the best!
Hunky Adrian Brody.
We can all agree, every Predator movie is pretty great.
I will say every Predator movie has its moments of Predatorness. The one Predator 2 with Danny Glover was also one of the... Look, it's not bad. I like that one a fair amount.
It's low-key one of the better Predators. One of the better 90s.
We'll talk about it. It's definitely up there on the list. But also, we can't just talk about the Predator the whole time. So today what we're going to do is we're going to have... it's an intimate show, you guys. It's going to be fun. And as we bring you guys up, we want to talk about the Predator. We're going to talk about the hunt. He's an alien of honor. Remember in Predator 2 when he finds out that girl's pregnant? And then he's like, no, I guess I can't kill her. And then all of a sudden you're like, aw, way to go, Predator. Aw, good job, Predator. But then there's also the hunt. The hunt. Have you ever been hunting? And the aspect of tracking any kind of... if any of you are an indigenous native person who knows about tracking, that would be cool. Viking tracking. That's also a good... I didn't think about that one. Or the hunting... the perfect collectible. If you have a collection of any kind anything that you've searched for and found. Look, to be fair, I have a long. Here's my list of collections. As a child, keychains. I don't know why. I had one of them janitor keychains as a little kid. I thought it was the coolest thing. Everybody had the things to dangle from their keys. Then it was Marvel comic book cards, not the comic books themselves. Yeah. Which ones? Which ones are the Boris Vallejo? I had this... Oh, no. I had the ones that were like the original 1991 cards. Yeah. They didn't have any story to them. It was literally just like stats, like baseball card stats of superheroes. Because who wants the stories? You just want to know what numeral ranking Hulk's strength is. I collected that. I collected for a period of my life. I collected swords. That's right, everybody. I'm the sword guy. Every guy goes through a sword collection.
How many swords did you have?
I had more than a handful.
Walk us through your collection.
I will say,
More than 3 less.
when I trained in martial arts, there was a machete involved that I'm counting as a training thing. There was not 1, 2 samurai swords because a katana, the ultimate weapon, folded millions of, I don't know, some bullshit that they tell us. I had a wooden training staff that I had, and then I had a smattering of knives that were both throwable and non-throwable, or not meant to be thrown. I threw those motherfuckers anyway. And then a bunch of like sticks that I used to train in martial arts with. And then I was like, oh, this is too much. This is bad. I also collected yo-yos. Yes, yo-yos. That's right. I was a yo-yo kid. What else did I collect? I collect nothing now, and I think it's because I've moved like. I moved out of my parents' house into an apartment, and then I just kind of left it all there, and I was like, oh man, it's so great. Like, I became nomadic for a while, and now I wanted to give away all my stuff, but it's still... Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the pièce de résistance. Gundam plastic model builds. Gundam plastic models. I had a whole bunch of those. Hundreds of dollars, almost $1,000 invested in all that stuff, and they were so fucking cool, and I wish I still had them. But we're going to bring you guys up, and we're going to talk about your hunting collections. Who cares? Let's bring somebody up here. Coming up first, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Alex Murray.
Yeah. What's up?
I like it.
I want to know what your yo-yo collection looked like too, man.
Oh, brother. I had, okay. I had the classic Duncan yo-yo.
Sure.
The butterfly.
No break in there. I had a Yomega.
The butterfly, the Yomega. I had that
butterfly.
one. For me, it was I had a few that people would just give me because I became the yo-yo kid.
Sure.
And then people just start giving you shit. Much like to this day, my parents don't know what to give me. They'll give me like a Star Wars anything. Literally, it's on everything, and all of a sudden I'll end up with like a weird bubble bath.
My in-laws found out that I liked Doctor Who kind of like 3 years ago, and I have more Doctor Who bullshit that's just like lives in a closet now. Yeah.
When you're young and someone else is buying it for you, you're like, I want all these things.
Mike's birthday's coming up. What do we know about Mike? He likes yo-yos.
Yeah.
40 yo-yos.
Then I got to the point where I was like learning the tricks and all that stuff, and I reached a point where I was just like, I don't care about this nearly enough to do. Like, I just wanted the things because they were
look,
cool.
girls.
Yes. I'm not saying it wasn't a straight one-to-one crossover change in my life, but it was pretty close.
We put all these yo-yos in the closet by the kendo sticks.
Yeah, let's hide all that shit.
Girls don't need to see any of this.
What was... so first of all...
Yeah.
Predator. Which is your favorite Predator weapon?
Predator weapon? I tell you what, my favorite Predator kill, okay. I guess it's going to be a hand, because my favorite Predator kill is in Predators, which is just silly.
Is this a Lawrence Fishburne?
That's Lawrence Fishburne, Hunky Adrian Brody, and if you will remember, psychopathic ex-criminal Topher Grace.
Whoa.
And Topher, the Predator, one... When somebody's like, Topher just at some point goes, if I ever get off this fucking planet, I'm going to do so much cocaine. It's just a great line. Yeah. They're like walking through the woods and they're kicking plants and he's like, fucking hate this jungle. I just want to do cocaine. Yeah. And honestly, when he gets killed...
That sounds true to life.
A Predator straight up Mortal Kombat kills him and grabs him by the base of the spine, and fucking Scorpion kills him. Just rips his spine straight up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Throws his head down. And I was in the... stood up out of my chair in the theater. Yes! Yeah, fuck yes! That's awesome, man.
Getting a solid, I went to go see The Nun. Did anybody go see The Nun?
No.
It's like in the Conjuring world of movies. And there's parts of it that are laughable. But then there's parts of it that were like genuine. I had a good time watching it. But there was a part where it got like really, really serious. And then someone in the group of people that I was with, like something happened on screen. There was like a weird, like a shock scare. And then there was like a moment of silence and he goes, fuck yeah. And we all lost it laughing. It wasn't even an exclamation. It wasn't loud. It was just like right to my left. This guy just goes, "Fuck yeah!"
Yes.
We lost it laughing, and then we were laughing. So the other people in the theater, it was like only a handful of people. They start laughing as horrors are happening on the street. We're all just cracking up.
That's the whole fucking point of all that shit, man.
So
yeah, it's beautiful.
What have you ever been hunting?
I have, man. I'm on brand. I'm from Northwest Georgia, and my people are Texas people, and I've been hunting. I've killed shit with guns.
Hell yeah.
I did tease this on the internet.
Yes, what is your chicken
All right,
story?
So the first time I ever, I guess, technically hunted and killed an animal was in the Boy Scouts. And our troop leader, Effie, so named because he got all Fs in his first semester at Georgia Tech.
Wow. That might be the best nicknaming I've ever seen in my life.
He did finish, and he is really well-to-do now, and he's doing very well for himself, but everybody still calls him Effie. And they own a farm, and they were like, all right, we're going to take these kids out, and we're going to teach them how to kill and dress a chicken and cook it. And they basically there were like 40 of us, and there were like 80 chickens, and they were like, all right, everybody grab a chicken. Chickens do not want to be caught, if you've seen Rocky.
Yes, Rocky 3, of course.
Yeah. So, there's like a bunch of 11 to 17-year-old kids just feathers and screaming and yelling as we're all running around trying to grab a chicken.
This is a sanctioned Boy Scouts of America situation.
I'm going to assume I didn't sign any of the paperwork, but, I was in uniform when this was happening.
Oh, shit, with your little kerchief and everything?
I didn't have a kerchief on, but I was there was a badge.
To be fair, even as a child, I imagine you as having a giant beard. Like, I can't imagine you beardless. So I just imagine, like, a little...
Just this tiny 11-year-old with, like, a bald head and a huge beard.
Just a giant beard.
Little Gimli. You couldn't see his kerchief even if you had one on.
That's how I picture child Alex.
Well, we all got a hold of a chicken eventually after a while, and they were like, all right, there's one of two ways that you can kill your chicken. You can either go over to the chopping block, at which point a line formed for chicken murder. Or Effie goes, or you can just do it like this, and reaches down and grabs the chicken in one movement, just whips it like he's cracking a whip and pops its head right off. And this chicken starts running around on the ground and you know, horrified. But also, about 3 or 4 kids were like, yeah, man, I could do that. And I'll...
Fucking...
I will never forget.
Georgia?
I will never forget. This is Georgia. Does it matter? Does it matter if it's Tennessee or Georgia?
I imagine Tennessee would have
the area
been
of the
more guns
world
involved.
The area of the world that I'm from is this beautiful. I mean, like, you could throw a rock and hit Alabama and throw a rock and hit Tennessee, but you're in Georgia. It is this beautiful little weird world that is like Northwest Georgia, Northeast Alabama, and Central Tennessee, and it's all just a valley of weirdness.
Yes.
And but I just will never forget my buddy Jackson, like, couldn't get the chicken's head to come off. So he's just snapping a chicken over and over and over again, waving around above his head like he's at fucking Mardi Gras. Like it's New Year's and he's celebrating.
Yeah.
The chicken was dead.
No, to be fair, that's how I would like I don't know, but like Cubans, there are chickens around, you know, like I grew up and in my neighborhood there's like the rooster that everybody knew, you know?
Yeah.
So there was always chicken. And then I remember watching
Cocrito.
a couple different things. I've been involved in like the animal to food process.
Sure, yeah. Well, that's what this was.
Yeah.
This is what they were teaching us.
And the way I saw this old lady do it, she just grabbed the chicken by the head and just like swung it in a circle, like you're
wrung its neck.
Yeah, like literally like cling, cling,
yep.
And then it snaps the neck, and then literally like snaps the neck and just starts pulling the feathers out as the chicken's still kicking.
Yep, totally.
And I was like, okay, that's the lady who raised my mom, so
it must be okay.
Interesting.
I mean, I'd never, you hear running around like a chicken with its head cut off, and we were looking at about 20 of them doing it, which was again like a horror show.
Yeah.
Like, now we got 20 kids chasing their headless chickens around the yard.
Ugh, that sounds horrible. What ultimately happened?
They were delicious, is what ultimately happened. They were really good. We plucked them, we gutted them, and we made giblet gravy, and then we cooked them all like in the dirt. We put vegetables in them and covered them in tin foil and made a thing like a trench and put coals in the bottom of it and then put them in there and buried it. Cooked them up. We all learned how to make Dutch oven peach cobbler while they were down there, and we pulled it out. And somebody had to go snipe hunting at the end of the night. Yeah.
Snipe hunting.
Do you not know what snipe hunting is?
No.
Oh, man. Snipe hunting is like... Do you know what snipe hunting is? No. None of you city fuckers ever been snipe hunting?
No, this is a
snipe hunting
bullshit.
Is... Snipe hunting... Okay, actually, you know what? This fits. Fits with the Predator. So, like... it's like...
so engaged. Like, this is
it's
so
like low-key... It's low-key... it's really low-key hilarious hazing is what it is. Is you give a new scout or a new whoever you're camping with a pillowcase... And you're like, all right, you're going to go hunt snipes. And you're going to go out in this field, and you're going to lean down, and you're going to open the pillowcase, and then you're just going to make a noise, and you just make up a noise. Whatever dumb noise you want to hear these idiots making all night.
Is this a prank?
From the safety of your... Oh, yeah. From the safety of your fire. So, like, you send them out, and there's 3 or 4 kids out with snipe hunting, and everybody else is sitting around the campfire dicking around, and you hear, like, kukri, kukri.
You give them a call for an animal.
Yeah, and so they're just all out there hunting snipes, and they don't catch anything because...
And they occasionally catch Wesley snipes.
Yeah, Wesley snipes.
Some kid comes back and is like...
I got a blade here.
Yeah.
This back is like, this guy's drunk, and he wants to fight everybody.
Guys, I found Simon Phoenix out here. I don't know what to... I watched Demolition Man earlier. What? That's a good...
Go snipe hunting. It's just great.
That's one of the things, like, my dad used to tell us to go, like, whenever he wanted to mess with us... This from a couple people. I've done this to people, and I've also had it done to me.
It's a joke in the Parent Trap. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My thing was, my dad would he'd send me into the auto parts store and go ask for blinker fluid.
Fuck yes.
Blinker fluid. Does anybody know what blinker fluid is?
Yes.
It doesn't exist. It's not a real thing. So you walk in there and you're like, to the guy behind the counter is like, hey, you guys have any blinker fluid? And then he just started laughing at you. And you're like, no, I have. Like, go Google it. There's like videos.
I mean,
a
really fucking quick auto parts attendant is going to be like, yeah, man, aisle 4.
Yeah. So my favorite.
Dumbass little Mike. Like, what the fuck's a blinker fluid?
Yes. So we would send people to go get blinker fluid and a bucket of steam. And that's one of my favorite ones. A blinker fluid and a bucket of steam.
Our big thing was a left-handed smoke shifter.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Go
to the hardware store and get a left-handed smoke shifter. We can't go on this canoe trip without a left-handed smoke shifter.
Go ask the guy. He'll tell you. Yeah. What did you collect?
I had a lot of Legos.
Oh yeah, Legos is a.
But
classic.
I don't know if that was like a. It was not ever. I've never been a gotta catch 'em all kind of guy.
Sure.
I mean, like as a collection, like I don't. I mean, really, not a lot.
Fair enough.
I didn't have the dollars for it growing up.
It's true. Yeah, like I know people like that would go out in the Everglades and collect natural things. Like they would find like, I found arrowheads, and I found. They would go out and they would be like, I found a snake skin, and they would they would collect like nature stuff because
I played outside a lot. It was a lot of making forts and building tree houses and running around and play basketball and shit. But like, we didn't. I don't know. I never wanted, like, I looked at the kid with 30 tech decks, and I was like, why? One tech deck is as good as 30.
The toy, yeah.
Get the one and use it till it breaks, man. I had one yo-yo. I had one.
Oh,
yeah?
And you clearly were not as cool as I was.
Not even close.
Have many yo-yos.
I could walk the dog and go around the world, and that's about it. I couldn't do shit with the yo-yo, so...
It wasn't until later that I learned that the yo-yo was a Filipino weapon. Like it was used to fight.
Michelangelo was doing real ass shit in Secret of the Use, is what you're telling me? Fuck yeah, Michelangelo.
It's 100% a real weapon. Alex, is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Yeah, sure. Watch Millenniums on Amazon Prime. Listen to Mr. Cool Guy. That's my podcast, and it's silly and dumb. And I had something walking in. Oh, yeah, you know what? Well, let's promote the Creek in the Cave right here.
The Creek in the Cave.
Because as I was walking in, a couple was walking by, and what I overheard was, that's the place that we went and had dinner with my sister the other week. But it gets weird at night.
Yeah. That's totally the Creek.
Have a good night, you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Murray. Oh, come on, music. Play music. Coming up next, give it up for Joe Nami.
Hey.
Joe Nami. What's up, buddy? What's going on, man? How are you? Welcome to the hunt. Oh, you know what I didn't do with everybody? I forgot to do with the Predator. You have to do the proper greeting. Alex, come over here. Dylan, you son of a bitch. That's right. Joe Nami, you son of a bitch. Forearm stretch, biceps, and all that stuff.
That's good radio.
Stopped.
It really is. It was the ultimate manly handshake. Joe,
it's almost an arm wrestle, but not quite.
What? Yeah. This is Joe's time. What would you like to talk about? The Predator. Do you have? What's your favorite Predator movie? Favorite Predator kill? Mm-hmm. And favorite Predator weapon?
Oh God, definitely the original with that Austrian guy.
That Austrian guy.
The weapon, one of the bare hands.
Are you gonna steal?
What's
Alex's...
up, man? Bare hands, dude. They fucking when they murder with their bare hands is the best. Yeah.
One of my favorites. Also,
which kill with their bare hands though?
When they killed the minority.
Well, to be fair, did you know
is that the same movie?
Yeah. Did you know that there is a theory? It hasn't been proven on the internet that the Terminator, the T-800 or whatever, is based on Dutch from the Predator. Like they're in the same universe.
Oh, wow.
Like Cyberdyne and
It
and all
would
that
be
stuff is-
hard to prove that
Yeah.
scientifically
Yeah.
because of the
fiction.
fantastical nature. Yeah.
Well, they say because there's like signs where you could see Cyberdyne, you could see like the model that they like. There's stuff that
nice.
that people, you know, like when people on the internet got too much time.
The Arnold
Yeah, that's
Cinematic
just what I was
Universe that we all live in. Yeah.
There is an like aliens and
This is incel territory.
and replicant. What is the replicant? Blade Runner are
Oh, okay,
technically
yeah, yeah.
in the same universe.
Well,
but
then Predators.
Did you just wait? Hold on.
Predators in there too.
Did you say this is incel territory
Yes.
for talking about movies and stuff?
No, they got too much time on their hands. They're arguing fictional worlds.
I guess this is what happens when you're like.
Didn't put the yo-yos down and concentrate on the girls.
Well, it also I think that's what happens when you feel like where you have like the barrier of like, yeah, I'm an obsessive nerd, but also I know how to like not be a piece of shit to women. You know what I mean? Like that. There's got to be a fine line.
Yeah.
What is? Have you ever been hunting?
Maybe. I don't think they trusted me with a gun.
They didn't trust you with a gun, bow and arrow. They said,
Oh, you know what? I think I have shot a bow and arrow. Yeah.
Did you catch
At
anything?
something?
I mean, I shot it. I don't know if there was an animal.
Were you just shooting arrows in general? Like, I think I saw something. They're like, dude, we have to go get those arrows back.
Twang.
Yeah.
Twang.
Someone's like, someone take
Yeah.
Joe's bow from him. He keeps shooting our arrows into the woods.
My uncles like to shoot arrows. My father did not ever take me hunting because he's from the Middle East, and I guess he's shot a bunch of people there. And
That's where you went? Okay. Wait, your dad, where are you from? Or where's your dad from?
my dad's from Beirut, Lebanon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Chill country.
Yeah, super chill, super chill. But he had guns or no? You're saying that
He used to carry a gun when I was a child, and then my brother and I kept playing with it.
okay.
And then he got rid of that, and then he kept a rifle in the house. But
Yeah, the long
In case
gun.
those deers tried to come in through the window.
Yeah.
Fucking get them.
I have a weird thing about gun control where, like, I'm okay with you having visible guns.
Yeah.
Because then I know you have it. But if you have, like, a concealed weapon,
Right.
I'm more worried about a concealed weapon than, especially like a handgun
Yeah.
that you can maneuver quickly.
Yeah.
If you have a shotgun or whatever, I'm going to see you pull a shotgun. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If you're walking down the street with like a rifle in your pants, you can like you're limping.
Yeah.
I'd be
You're
like,
walking real weird.
and you can't draw a rifle quick draw style, you know.
Yeah.
But like
the
that's
Joker in Batman. Like,
exactly, yeah. But it's also like the new thing is now every like fanny pack you see now is a gun holster.
oh shit!
Have you
That's
noticed
kind
that?
of badass.
thanks, Mike. Now I'm terrified.
Yeah,
I thought nerds were just in the zeitgeist. Damn.
I'll
That's
tell you what, man. You know
really
you know who all these
interesting.
gun nuts are? Nerds. They're just gun nerds.
I wanted to get
That's
a fan.
it.
Yeah,
It's just that
that's
same
actually
nerdy
true.
shit.
That's a great idea. I never thought about keeping a gun in a fanny pack.
Oh, that happened when I used to.
You for sure should, with all of your experience with guns and your upbringing, respecting them and hunting.
What would be so? If you have you ever okay? So name. You've been hunting, sort of.
Yeah.
It's still vague. You don't know whether or not you actually hunted.
Well, one time my uncle took me hunting, and he set up this tree thing. In a,
Oh, for deer, like a deer blind?
yeah. No, it's like a thing for him to stand in the tree,
Sure.
whatever that's called.
Yeah.
It's a stand.
Yeah.
Is what you're looking for.
But he fell out of it.
What?
And
Your family should not be near any guns or hunting in any way.
He broke his neck. And
What?
I'm not even kidding you. And
Is he okay?
yeah. I mean, he is now, but he's
Yeah, good. That's yeah.
still a redneck.
Is he?
Yeah. Is he okay?
Yeah.
There were some problems that were before the neck break.
Is he still climbing up in trees with guns?
I don't think so. I think
Oh, right.
they're strictly arrows now.
Okay.
Fair
All
enough.
right.
Yeah. I would be happy walking around. Like, I think there should be more people walking around with like a bow and arrow Legolas style.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Why has no weird Brooklyn hipster done something that whimsical? You know what I mean? Like, I walk around with a bow and arrow.
Is that
Fuck with me.
Is that appropriation?
Elvish appropriation?
No,
appropriation.
Native American appropriation?
they can't. No, you can't own bows and arrows. Technically, the Mongolians
part of their culture. It's
Genghis
part of their
Khan,
culture.
But Genghis Khan, it was developed.
Genghis Khan owned rape.
Yeah, he was in
Patented
charge
it.
of the sex.
I guess apparently like 1% of Earth's population is Genghis Khan.
Yeah. That's true. He's definitely
The ultimate predator, Genghis Khan.
What
Speaking of gotta catch 'em all, Genghis.
for sure.
There.
What was what do you collect? Do you collect anything?
I used to collect cards of like Michael Jordan and Babe Ruth.
Sport. Oh yeah, baseball. I went through a baseball card phase. I went through a baseball card phase.
I had an actual Babe Ruth card, and I don't know.
What? Like,
I mean, it was a card. It had his face on it. I don't know.
I
had to have been a
could make an
replica.
actual Babe Ruth card with a Xerox machine and a printer. It would actually be a card.
Yeah,
I had it. I don't know where it
because they
is.
did like those Legends runs. I remember. I remember my
Foil
stepmom-
stamped, fucking 3D foil stamped Babe Ruth.
Yeah. My stepmom was into sports collectibles, and I remember she would like she had Hank Aaron autographed stuff, and
Damn.
she had a baseball bat signed by somebody, and she's a big Yankee fan, you know.
Boo.
Yeah, we can't pick our family, you know what I'm saying? But she was like a big sports person and got autographs and stuff like that. So she had a lot of that stuff. Did you have any one that you like hunted down that you wanted to get, or was it just literally?
I was pretty fixated on. I had a Latrell Sprewell card. He was a player that choked his coach.
Yes,
So that was cool.
If anyone deserves to be stalked and hunted, it's Latrell Sprewell.
he also invented the spinning rims or whatever. He's the one that popularized
really?
it. Yeah, he had his company.
Holy
They
shit.
used to be like the Latrell Sprewell rims that had the spinners.
He had signature rims.
He had those were his rims when they
Take
came out.
it back. Everybody leave Latrell alone. Good job, Latrell.
Do people still collect OJ cards?
There's a huge there's got to be a market for like his sports
Gotta be.
memorabilia.
It's a card of him and his wife.
Oh no, is that real?
I don't know, maybe a happy anniversary card.
Like from his house. like they found he had a public storage he forgot about, and it was like in Storage Wars. All of a sudden they're like, oh no, we found.
Oh boy.
That would be.
that be?
I think that would be a funny.
What do you reckon that would be
episode of-
worth? Seriously, what would that go for? If you had that?
$1.5 million.
Yeah. Would be somebody pay $1.5 million to just look at it and be like, didn't work out.
But also, like that's what brought him down was someone that stole all of his memorabilia,
Yeah.
and, like, a lot of his
he went to
personal
jail.
property, like his trophies and shit. And then he like threatened that motherfucker with a gun, and then
Yes.
that's why he went to jail, not for murder.
Yeah.
That's what he went to jail for.
But we all know why he went to jail.
Yeah, because he got away the first time, and they
Yeah.
were like, "You fooled us once, shame on me."
You think they should make OJ? They should bring him back and to commentate football.
I don't think they should do. OJ shouldn't have that opportunity.
OJ, if you're listening, could you start a podcast, bud?
Yeah.
Could you comment just OJ cast coming on football
No,
games?
man, if he gets mad and OJ, if you're listening, he's also like
Part of his punishment.
I'll be honest with you, because he has a house in Miami. Like he lives in Miami because in Florida they can't take your house from you legally. Like they can't impose that as a fine. It's a homestead clause in Florida. So everybody moves down there with like when they want to dodge taxes. So because they can't take your property.
Good job, Florida.
Yeah. And there's no state income tax. Yeah. Yeah, there's a ton. Florida's like Westworld.
And out of your house.
Out of your house. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, Casey Anthony. Florida is Westworld of the United States. There's just like no rules. They think everybody thinks everyone else is a robot, so it's okay to kill them. But OJ definitely has a house, and I have seen him in person, and I have a friend of mine who was on the phone when he was in the supermarket with OJ, and OJ, he calls me, he's like, yo, OJ's in the supermarket. This is before he got arrested. And he's like, and I was like, what do you mean OJ's in the Publix? It's Publix.
Of course OJ's in the supermarket.
He's like, I'm in Publix and OJ's here. And he's like, And I'm like, well, are you all right? Like, what? Why are you telling me this? And he's like, I'm going to follow him. I'm like, don't follow OJ. What are you doing? Leave OJ alone.
He kills people, dude.
He's totally
He should have thrown a knife in his cart.
Yeah. No, but what he ended up doing.
Quick, get your yo-yo and then follow him.
This is 100% true story. My friend is on the phone. I'm on the other line, like, wondering, like, what the fuck are you doing? And then he's like, oh, I'm going to follow him. I'm like, don't do that. And then all of a sudden, I hear from one end of the line, he goes, murderer! Oh, no. Hold on. There's a slight pause, and then he goes, I have to call you back. And he hangs up the phone, and he never calls me back. It takes him like a day to call. I'm like calling his phone, and this is back like before text messaging was really a thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm calling his house. I'm calling, his sister picks up the phone. I'm like, hey,
your friend
I don't want to say his
dead.
name. I was like, hey, is my friend there? And she's like, no, why? He went to the supermarket like a while ago. I was like, oh no!
Oh man!
And he called, and then finally, when I got a hold of him, I was like, what happened? He's like, I shouted that out. He turned around and I ran away. And then I was like, and I ran away, and I was like, good call, okay. Yeah. And then it's like, why didn't you call me back right away? He's like, well, my battery died. I was like, come on, that's the worst possible time.
Can't run from OJ, top linebacker.
Yeah, he was a running back. Yeah.
I'll be running really
enough
fast.
of that. Joe, is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Yeah, I'd like to promote this quick story about OJ. One time outside of Florida, OJ was in his speedboat, and the Coast Guard or whatever pulled him over because he was speeding through a manatee zone. What a monster. Right? This guy's got no heart. What did a manatee ever done wrong? At least his wife, fucking belittled his manhood.
No, I completely.
Which, by the way, is not. It's not a reason to kill.
I'm cutting all of that out of the show, you fucking monster. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Joe Nami. Coming up next, Ryan Papazian. Yeah. We're in a circle. This is just like a little sewing circle.
Oh man, can I promote? OJ didn't do it. You know what I mean? That's a hot take. That is, and I'll.
There are people who believe
Mike Tyson is also he didn't do shit either.
There are people who believe that OJ.
Mike Tyson, innocent.
Yeah. What do you think about Mike? Because that's one thing I collected. I have a signed Mike Tyson glove.
Whoa!
I met Mike Tyson. No.
You met Mike Tyson?
Yeah, I met him in Vegas.
Go on.
Okay, so it was like
the Predators.
It was a one of those memorabilia stores, and this guy out front. It was so weird. He had that like 1940s like Mike Tyson, come meet Mike Tyson, and then we're like, dude, let's go fucking meet Mike Tyson. And so we go and we wait in line for like an hour, and then we finally meet with him. And he's like, did you guys have to bring any food? and then I'm like, no, Mike, you got your grapes right there. He's like, oh man, I'm tired of eating grapes, man. He's like, and then he's like, where you guys gonna go eat? We're like, oh, we just had the Bellagio buffet. He's like, oh, that's my favorite place. I love that place so much.
He sounds like the nicest dude in the world.
He was so nice to us. Yeah, he was nice, and then like he was nice to my friend's girlfriend. He was very respectful. So I don't know. That whole thing. I looked into it the other day. Actually, the whole Mike Tyson case.
There's an awesome documentary that came out in like 2008. Before he had that resurgence, because then he had. When was this that you saw him?
Oh Jesus, maybe like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. So he was already. Yeah.
When he recovered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had recovered a little bit. He's like was in the Hangover, and he was on. He had that one man show.
He has that cartoon. You ever see Mike Tyson Mysteries? Yeah. Oh, what's it called? Mike Tyson. Dude, that show's really good. I love it.
It's super funny. But that's the thing about Mike Tyson is like such a personality now. But there's a great documentary. It came out like 2008. I think it was like an HBO documentary called Tyson. And it's all about his life. And it talks about how he was like just this monster. Like he was like from the streets and like beating the shit out of people and like all the gang shit. And then and then Cus D'Amato this famous boxing
Yeah.
cornerman manager or whatever, this fight instructor guy, basically was like took him in, and you hear like Mike Tyson like, yeah, I was gonna kill him and rob him and murder his family and all that stuff, and he's like, but then he taught me what it, and bro, like literally,
yeah.
it's so emotional.
I was going to rob this wife. Yeah, didn't he say he
he said he was going to rob and kill and murder his family,
Yeah.
and he was and then he was like, but then he showed me, he kept telling me how good I was as a man and all this stuff. He showed me what it was to be a man, and he starts getting emotional and stuff. I'm crying at a Mike Tyson documentary. I'm like, this is important to him, you know, like. And then he goes off and they show like old training footage of him being a fucking bad. I love Mike Tyson's.
Yeah.
He was pound for pound. I think he would have beat the shit out of anybody when he was right in the head. You know, like when he was focused.
Including Customado's family.
Exactly. Before Customato died.
Dude, he knocked people. I think there was like a fight. I think it was one of the Olympics or something. He like knocked someone out in 8 seconds with headgear on.
Yeah, world
Yeah,
record.
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
But
dude.
also he was like, they showed like his some of his training stuff where it's like frighteningly fast. Where he would hit. Yeah, he's such a good fighter. But so you have a glove of his. Did you get it signed that day when you met him?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
you bought you got the glove, and then you got it signed. Then you got the letter of or whatever the authenticity thing. The
certificate.
The certificate. So I'm just holding on to it, and then when he dies, I don't know. I might keep it or give it to my kids or sell it. I mean,
that's one of the things about collectibles. It's only worth what someone else will pay for it. Like it's worth to you what you paid for it. But then like I know plenty of people who have like the death of Superman comic books and all that stuff, but nobody wants that shit now.
Yeah, I have
Nobody
a
wants-
picture. I have the picture of me and him.
You have a picture of him and Tyson.
Wait, why doesn't anyone want the death of Superman?
Well, it's just that. Yeah. Yeah, you can buy it for like a couple bucks, but people were buying comic books. That was when people started buying comic books for the collectability rather than just the story and stuff. And then you keep like an interest, like
At the same time as Beanie Babies.
about 90s collectability. Oh shit,
Yeah, there I am.
that's really cool.
Me and Iron Mike right there.
Let's see.
Have you ever been fighting? Do you ever box? Do you ever do any of that stuff?
No, I did jiu-jitsu for a year, and I was in one fight, and I lost. I lost. The guy, he was a slippery guy, a very slippery dude. I'm like, this guy should be like,
so true.
I'm like, dude, there should be like a technicality for a guy who sweats too much.
Yes.
This guy was just fucking lizard man, and I was like, dude, this guy's a lizard. And
You have to submit them in the first round. After that, they get too sweaty.
Yeah, that was the whole thing on George St. Pierre. Remember him in the MMA
Yeah.
and UFC? They always used to say that he would grease up before fights because he was like too slippery. And he was like, no, that's just how I sweat.
he's
I'm very French
French-Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah.
I do
Well,
not
the French do sweat a lot,
Yeah, but
especially
he
when
was-
they're running away in war. But
But there's like tricks. Yeah, they're very slippery. Have you ever been hunting?
no, I've never done. I'm from Orange County, California, and there's just too many people there for-
Hunting girls.
Yeah. Oh, my buddy was. He was in the. He was in the. He was
gonna say.
No, I had a friend who was legitimately into pickup,
I
and
didn't
so
know.
he had like a little forum that he was with other guys, and he like.
Oh,
me,
no, he's
and
one of
I
those
was like,
guys?
I gotta see this. I gotta see this shit. And so me and like. And so it was like him and like all these dudes, and we don't really talk to each other. And then you just got to point, and then when you point, you have to talk to that girl, and no matter who it is. And it's not even like you have to like, oh, you got to fuck. You just have to talk to her.
The pickup artist type shit where they like,
Yeah.
it's like,
And you know what's
that's so
crazy,
crazy.
you know what's crazy is people. First of all, there is some definitely sleazeballs in that for sure. I'm not going to deny that.
I would say all of them, kind of.
I would no, not all. I think there's just some guys who are really scared and literally tell you what. I think as a comic, it's like the most fun because it was like doing crowd work for the whole night.
okay.
So
Yeah.
then you're just like fucking around, and I didn't even care. Like, if I get laid or not, I don't give a shit. You know, it was just like, oh, cool, we talked to this group of people, or like this girl got mad because her boyfriend was there, and I was like, you know, get along with whatever. So
You were talking to the boyfriend?
no, I was talking to the girl, and her boyfriend was like right there, but
Did you ever pick up anyone's boyfriend?
no, I mean, no, I never. I was always, yeah, I never. Really,
It's funny you say that, but like one of those things that I've always been good at, I think it translates into crowd work, is I've always been really good at job interviews and first dates. Like it's just the same shit. You know, you just got to listen and kind of listen to what they're saying and have something to say about it. Oh, yeah? Or a question. You know, like, oh, right? Yeah. Well, no, what can this company do for me? You know, like it's the same kind of thing of like you're just paying attention. And I would always laugh when people would be like, "Oh, I'm afraid to go talk to that girl." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Like, yeah, you are. You should be. If that makes you afraid, then don't go do it. You know." I think forcing all of these nerds to like think that they can like figure out the algorithm to use on a girl has like made them all the worst.
No, but that's not the thing about it. Is it's not about from what.
There is an algorithm.
Yeah, there is okay, for some people, they can like go into an algorithm, or you can just do trial and error, and that's hilarious because just the shit. Like, I had a buddy who went up to this girl, and he's like, high five. And because we always thought, like, well, what's the worst thing can happen? They're like, no. He goes, high five. And she goes, no.
Oh, my God, that's horrible.
And she, like, scream, and he's just, like, holding up his hand, like, high five, like, looking around, like, high five. He's like, no. And I was like, fuck, I guess that's the worst thing that could happen.
That is pretty terrible. That would be like, well, my night's over, guys.
Yeah.
I'll see you all tomorrow. You know, like, see you all at work on Monday.
Yeah.
The one thing that like, it was funny you were talking. The only time that something like that has happened to me is I remember I was out and I saw her talking to this girl, and then some guy walks up behind her and was like, "Yeah, no, this is my boyfriend." And I was like, "Oh, hey, man, what's up?" And it like derailed his brain because I was like it turned into this thing of like, "Oh, you're hitting on my girl," and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm just talking to a person." But yeah, what's up, buddy? How are you?
That's
It was fascinating to see the weird like. Because you know the guys walk up with a stance, and to see it kind of like freeze, you could see it's like that scene from the Hangover where he's doing the math in the air and all that shit, like all the formulas. Because he was just like, does not compute. Yeah, he was trying to figure out the fucking equation of like, what is this guy's angle? And I was, what's this happening? What's happening here? And then finally I was like, hey, what's up, man? What's your name? And he was just like, and then he told me his name, and I was like, "Oh, did you guys do it together? That's awesome, cool. Where'd you guys meet?" And they were all like, "We don't know how to handle this." I was like, "Yeah, how the tables have turned, motherfucker!"
Yeah, dude, that shit's so funny. I've had that happen too.
Yeah.
Because like, especially too, if you go out and you do it I guess there's a right way of like just trying to meet people. And one of which is like, yeah, a girl has a boyfriend. The boyfriend comes up. You're like, hey, man, how's it going? You're like cool with them. And then you just go hit on like, there's like 3 more girls. And if it goes well, they kind of look at you like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. You're like this weird.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like, it comes from a place of like not being a monster to yourself.
Not being attached to, not like, oh, this outcome means anything. It's like literally just going to a party and then you just act like, oh, cool, I'm just here to meet
so many people. Like, that's the one thing about like talking to people. People have social anxiety where they it's all on, you are putting a lot of more weight on what's happening than what's really happening. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're just saying hello to a person. Yeah. And my brother, I have a younger brother, when he was in high school, he was like, I want to talk to this girl. I was like, just go say hello. He's like, that's the hardest part. And I was like, yeah, that's it. That's the hardest part. The rest of it is just don't call her an asshole, or like just be a normal person. Like, just say hello, and whatever happens after that, worst thing she could say is obviously scream at a high five.
Yeah, but I mean, you can. Another thing is like, don't like try to come up with like, oh, I'm going to mention this, and then you're just like building up this like just this loop in your head of like how it's going to go. That's also going to be literally just blurt something out, because no one remembers the first thing anyone said to anyone. I don't even remember like my with my girlfriend, like I don't know the first thing I said to her. I mean, like hi or something, but then beyond that, I don't know. Yeah. It's like you just say something stupid, and then it doesn't matter.
It's like, how did you guys meet? Honestly, I have no idea. You're just like, we were at a party or a concert or the grocery store, something like that. I don't know. Home Depot, who knows?
Yeah, because no matter what you say, it's going to be stupid.
Yeah.
For sure.
Did you guys peacock, wear furry top hats, and
like
goggles,
the pickup artists?
Oh,
yeah,
no, we didn't.
Mystery.
Put some fucking goggles on or whatever.
Also, by the way, I wasn't part of this. I was just like, what? Like, I was interested to be like, what is this shit? And no one did that.
Sure,
a lot of V-necks for sure. There were. I think that's a uniform for pickup artists, ladies.
Yeah.
Ryan, thank you so much for being here. What would you like to promote before you go?
Oh, you know it, baby. Go self-help yourself.
Yeah.
That's right. Comedians reviewing self-help books, and also The Creek.
The Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, Queens.
It's a podcast with Joe Nami, actually.
Yeah.
Joe Nami's
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ryan Papazian. Whoa, that's loud. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, Benel Jermosen. What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. Hey.
We got an air horn.
Oh,
what?
this is my Dominican people's on the crowd. They knew.
What? First of all, okay.
Yeah.
Predator. For or against? What do we?
Predator 2.
Predator 2 is your favorite.
It's the blackest Predator movie. It's literally it's like the whole cast is a person of color and Bill Pullman, and that's it. That's the whole cast.
It's New York, right?
No, it's L.A. It's like future L.A. with the whole city is in the middle of a heat wave, and like the main gang war. The first half is an action movie. It's a gang war between Haitians and Colombians, and they're fighting for territory. And then the Predator just is dropped in the middle of it, and the Predators the Haitians and the Colombians both hate him because they think the Predator is just Jamaican. So that's why they just assume this Predator is Jamaican.
It's like that. It's like you're getting when it's like that weird instigator between two people.
Yeah,
they're like, we think he did. You guys did it to us, and they think we did it to them.
They just assume a dude with dreadlocks carrying a machete. Like obviously, this dude's from Kinston. So like there you go.
But then there's that moment of like, no one's going to assume alien hunter race.
No one. And Danny Glover's the only one going. Danny Glover's like in Schwarzenegger shape. Like he's fucking like ripped as
that
shit.
Was prime Danny Glover.
Yeah, and he's just like he's Cobra from he's Sylvester Stallone in Cobra. That's how he plays the character, just a badass detective and shit like that. And
I gotta watch that movie again because I do remember it had the most lore at the end.
Yeah,
like it really kind of opened the world because then you see him hand the Civil War gun,
like,
that revolver at the end. He gives it to him as a trophy, like you earned this, Danny Glover, or whatever his character's name.
And the Predator and Danny Glover has such an interesting relationship. It's almost like two gunslingers going at it and stuff.
Yes,
they keep doing shit to one another. Like Danny Glover cuts the Predator's arm off.
If you've not seen Predator 2, it's one of those
highly recommended.
It's
there's a little bit of dance in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has cheesy moments in it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it does suffer from that sequelitis of like we got to top the first one.
Danny Glover at one point goes like, "What are you gonna do now?" And the Predator literally looks at him and goes like, "You're a bitch." And he just cuts his arm off and he falls through a window into a woman's bathroom and shit.
Yeah, there's a couple. It's not a masterpiece.
No,
but it definitely is.
If you want to see a Predator called Danny Glover a bitch, go watch that movie.
Yeah, it fits in for sure.
He's like you suck my dick.
And we haven't talked about the fucking cloaking, that invisibility shit that he has.
The cloaking is like. Really,
oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry. We also have to talk about. Has anyone seen the original footage of the original Predator monster, what it was supposed to look like?
No.
It was literally like a giant alien head with antennas, and it was just this weird orangey costume. They hadn't finished it out because that was how they were going to shoot the special effect. And you know who was in that costume?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude motherfucking Van Damme was the guy in the Predator suit.
Yeah, they wanted Jean-Claude because they were like, oh, we need someone like agile who can do all these stunts. And Jean-Claude's like, I'm not wearing that suit. That shit's hot and
It was terrible and also really clunky, and he couldn't basically like it did not look threatening at all.
No.
And then they changed the costume to what you saw now, and they hired a different guy,
Stan Winston, I believe.
Yeah, Stan Winston did the thing, but and then all of a sudden it became like even the people on set were just like, oh shit, like oh damn,
yeah.
Gator helmet level iconic.
The Predator is I think I have it on there. I have it might be on here. But yeah, like it's definitely one of those things. And then when they connected it with the Alien universe, with the
just
Alien
made
versus
perfect
Predator,
sense.
I was like, yeah, totally.
The Dark Horse comics of just like the Yuan-Ti, the Predator lore is amazing. It's a matriarchal society.
The Predator?
Yeah, the women are bigger. They're the bigger of the species. They stay on the home planet.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's in the comic book?
Yeah, that's in the
Hell
in the
yeah.
Dark Horse.
Why did they fucking... Somebody ask him more about that shit.
Yeah. It's a matriarchal...
Because there's no war, and they have no way to prove, like... There's no war because women run everything, so the war's been destroyed.
And also they're giant...
That's already fictitious. That's a fictitious... All right.
Yeah, it's death by snoo.
Look, all humanity is evil, like no matter what gender. I just think men are more evil. Does that make sense?
We're talking about the predators right now.
Yeah, predators are not evil. They just murder.
They hunt and they have honor killings.
Basically, they have to do it to just like have a reason because they know that men are going to murder things. They're going to just go out there and murder something and then come
they
back.
send them out on murder missions.
Yeah, and then some people take it a little bit too far.
Well, there was that scene also where isn't there like a bad predator and then the predators?
Yeah,
like,
there's the super predators, which are like in predators they distinguish that there's two kinds of predators.
Yeah,
there's the smaller predators and the bigger predators, and the predators don't give and those big predators don't give a fuck about the rules.
Because there are rules.
Yeah, there are rules
the
to the
predator
hunt.
has
You can't
rules.
harm women. You can't harm children. You can't harm people that can't defend themselves. And the big predators, super predators, don't care.
I gotta see more of this stuff. I love the predator lore.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what have you ever been hunting?
Yeah, niggas. No,
But no, please, this is an audio medium.
Oh, God.
Please announce your blackness before you say N words on it. No.
I mean, the amount of yells I say. I mean, yeah, you can tell I'm black vocally.
I'm fucking with you. What have you never been hunting? Have you ever collected anything?
Yeah, I mean, I play Magic the Gathering, of course.
Oh my God, yeah.
I collect comic books. Yeah,
Nerd shit. Yeah.
Anime shit. Like, yeah, of course.
But do you
shit.
collect it? Is there any
homies?
What is that?
Do you remember homies?
Homies? What are homies?
They're
are
like little miniatures of they're like little Chicano miniatures that you get in
I think I have one of these.
Oh yes,
yeah, you remember those, right?
Now I know what you're talking
Were
about.
they called homies?
Because I remember them being like little Chicano, like Mexican gangster, LA gangsters.
Yeah, and so you would get them. They'd be in the supermarket with the little fucking
Get
tumbler
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right? Just the gachapons. So you would open it and then get them, and we would just glue them onto our TV. Yeah, those shits.
Wow.
Yeah, we got like a bunch of them. We got like
of all the things that I was expecting to hear, like your baseball cards. We heard the normal shit. Got homies.
Homies, yeah.
What?
Oh my
Anytime
God.
we would see them, we'd just get one. And
that was also back in the day when you could get like cool shit out of a vending machine, out of those gashapons or like the supermarket, or out of the cereal toy was actually like a cool toy.
I'm sorry, I just love that one of the people in the audience is holding a dog like a cell phone. It's the fucking best thing.
That's what you get when you come here to the Creek in the Cave.
He's just making eye contact with me, and I just can't stop staring. Like, man, what is this? He's holding dog like a cell phone. It's fucking hilarious.
But what would you like? So, is there anything that you've sought after and wanted, and you found it, and you completed this quest to hunt for?
Love.
Oh my!
I'm the best. I'm the greatest man in the world.
Did you? But you know what you realized is that the true love was the friends you made along the way.
Of course.
Can I puke in that bucket?
Oh man, your suffering it makes me so happy.
Yeah. You're gonna have to fight Shane for heel for the
heel.
role of heel. But no, thank you so much for being here and telling us about the Matriarchal Society of Predators.
Bruh, I got so much predator lores. They got like whole omnibuses of aliens versus predators and how they
I want to say
relate.
it's just so bad. Is it true that predators created the alien race?
That's a rumor. That is one of the various origin stories. That the
Fake news.
That is fake. You know what? I don't trust anything this fake media has against the predators.
Don't believe the hype.
Our President Predator.
President Predator, yeah.
Dreadlock brother, and we gotta
yeah.
stay together, man.
But what? So thank you so much for being here. Is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
All right, my various podcasts: Talking Smart, which is a professional wrestling podcast; Talking Naruto, which is a podcast where I watch, me and my partner watch Naruto, and we talk about Naruto. We're watching the entire season. That's all three. Naruto, Shippuden, Boruto. It's the best, worst anime of all time. My Voices of Wrestling articles. Recently I wrote about Mustafa Ali and people of color.
Oh, wow.
And you can... Yeah, right. So, and what else? Lost in Comedy 89. Lost in Comedy, his special. Happy to Meet You. Yeah, all that shit. So...
Where can they follow you online?
Oh, at Benel_Jamosin and on Instagram at Benel_Jamosin.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Benel Jermosin. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Shane Gale. The man holding the Shane, you son of a bitch, and then we do the
Shane, Shane, do you want to be on my wrestling podcast?
Hell yeah, nigga.
Fuck, all right.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Shane, thank you for being here. Welcome to the show. Are you a fan of the Predator? Where do you stand on this Alien versus Predator thing, huh? Pick a side.
My side is that weird white dudes will say that you look like Predator as a reference to your dreadlocks.
Is that like a compliment? Because I get that too.
It's not a compliment. It's just a lot of people's context for dreadlocks is Bob Marley and Predator.
They've only ever seen two different. First of all, the Predator isn't a black person. It's
technically.
Yeah, fair enough. He does get hunted.
King Kong is a monkey, but come on. We know what King Kong is.
Jesus.
Come on, guys.
The Predator does get hunted by a crazy...
We're all grown-ups here.
The Predator does get hunted by a crazy white man.
Just drags a white lady to a building and keeps her away. Like, we know it.
What about... Come on, guys. Dreadlocks. What about the ghost white guys from the Matrix movie sequels?
Yeah, that's fun.
I like to think that there were the black people in that movie in Morpheus. Like, they was the only two.
Yeah, but it's true. Like, dreadlocks, it had that, the Predator had the iconic, like, helmet thing with the...
And he was even doing, like, the clicky sounds, like that.
That's right.
In the, like, you know.
He was stalking.
You'll just be out, like, in the fucking...
He was stalking.
You're about to pass out from heat stroke, and then you just hear... Like that's
stalking
He's an African.
Yo,
like,
he was stalking white people through the jungle with like the Tom and Kute.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking fire.
Yeah, Predator is just about like the first English settler who tried to like who ventured like past the shoreline in Ghana or what is like now Ghana, and he just heard like it is like, what the fuck is this?
Oh my god.
Wakanda versus Predator is coming out soon. Oh shit.
Yo.
Wouldn't that be fire?
Versus Predator.
Wouldn't that be fire?
Wow.
I would for sure. I would 100% watch that. That sounds great.
Ooh.
The Black Panther versus the Predator.
Yeah.
What?
The Ultimate Hunter versus the other Ultimate Hunter.
Oh damn, guys! I don't understand why Marvel hasn't picked this up. I don't understand this at all. What's happening here?
We are an idea.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. Have you yourself ever gone hunting?
Hell no. I killed like a rat in my old house that I grew up in.
Hey, sometimes that feels like a hunt. You got to track it down. You got to set the bait.
It was real brutal. I was in the house with a lot of women. I was appointed like the rat killer.
You become the hunt. I remember single mom. I had a single mom, and I was the right. I murdered all the roaches and anything.
Same.
Yeah, we were
I had
always
to kill the rat with the blunt end of a broomstick. It's a lot.
It's a lot. But it got to that point where, like, also I lived in Florida, like, by the end of construction, where, like, it was just, like, tall grass and stuff. So we get, like, snakes and rats.
Florida's just a swamp, and someone was like, we'll build condos on this. But it's uninhabitable.
But they said it in the Spanish accent, so there's... there you go.
Technically, that wasn't until later, but
Jewish.
It was, that's the thing. It was very Jewish retirement community for a while. Like
Florida's so weird.
Jackie Gleason moved a theater to Miami where he was just like, you can't. We're going to shoot your show here. It's like, I want to shoot it in Miami, and they're like, no, but New York, and they're like, I don't understand. Like,
Miami really is just like ground zero.
Jackie Coogan. I don't even know. Oh, why would no?
I got that reference so hard.
That kid gets clout. Never mind, Jackie Coogan. Never.
I was gonna say like Miami's just ground zero for like street jokes. It's just like a Cuban, a Jew, and a Haitian walk into a bar.
Yeah, it's totally like that.
That's Miami.
Miami is the basis of all of those jokes.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's where the bar is. That someone would walk in holding an ostrich or whatever, a duck under their arm, whatever the joke is. Do you collect anything? Have you ever had a collection?
Sneakers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sneakers.
I mean, it's Timberland season in New York, so I'm not wearing my sneakers. I'm ready to just clap angrily and stomp and just scare people away. It's like they They tell you, like, if you want to get a bear out of your campsite, you get big. You just sort of like, if you're angry in New York, you just kind of like, this seat is my... And you just, you steel toe your way into...
It's Timberland's seat. Look,
everyone listens to it except for, like, elderly Chinese ladies.
Elderly Chinese
They're not
ladies.
scared.
They are harder than anybody on that train.
They will, like, Heisman Trophy pose you out of your way.
Elderly
Like,
Chinese lady are the psychic type Pokemon of New Yorkers.
I'll coast off the
brand
benefits of
statement.
racism where people will be scared of me, but a 60-year-old Chinese grandma will just
Does not give a fuck.
elbow in your throat. I don't care.
I've been boxed
Ironically,
up.
We don't know that black people are seen as dangerous. I just don't like you. Get out of my way, ghost.
I've been like elbowed in the like where it hit me in the solar because they're short.
yeah.
So this little old lady elbowed me right in
Yeah.
this, like boxed me out. Like she
Yeah.
was totally like trying to clear out the for a layup or something like that. And it genuinely hit me like right in the solar plexus with substance that I was like, ooh, hey, I was
You
about
wouldn't-
to hit this old lady, you know?
you wouldn't think of it unless you've seen them carrying those giant bags of bags of trash on their bags.
the recyclables.
Yeah, just
They are tough old
Hardy.
ladies, and they do not give a shit about if that seat is empty or not. They will slide right in there, like
Don't care at all.
box you out. Have you ever gone on a quest and waited in line for like the sneakers, or gone like on a hunt for a specific thing?
I used to, but you can even get around that. I don't know. I exploit my. This is where you exploit your racism. I walk into the line at Supreme. And it's like a lot of like sort of hip Asian kids, a lot of surgeons' kids who. And you just sort of like, I'm gonna skip the line.
facts.
Grow the beard out. When I grow this beard out, the dreadlocks get pulled out. The Timberlands are out. And I'm just like, I'm in this line.
So
Big facts.
So what you're saying is you try to make yourself look as predatory as possible,
Absolutely.
and then you
start going-
you start doing the click noises. My God, Shane.
Calling Danny Glover a pussy.
Yo, I will say this: I saw a fucking commercial for an app that tracks like for sneakers sales and all that stuff. And remember when you were on the show and you were talking about how like little white kids have stolen all
Yeah,
of the
they've gentrified sneaker culture. Where
The
like
ad literally has a 12-year-old white kid as the main focus of who they're trying to sell it to. They're like, oh, with this app, you could skip the line and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, ooh, if Shane saw this, he'd be so pissed.
I want to beat up a little white kid. So
We can still rob people. I think brown people forget we could just still rob people. Like let's just start
I
putting
haven't
the
forgotten. I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Fair enough. Do you, is there anything now that you're on the hunt for?
On the hunt for. If I had money, I play guitar, and I can see myself wanting to own a lot of guitars. I love them.
That is a rule. If you play guitar, you suddenly want 1,000 guitars.
And just like expensive ones, like there's like, I don't know. There's not a big leap in. You can get a quality guitar for like $600,
Yeah.
but there are also guitars where like I can get a custom one for like $4,000, and it's just such a waste of money.
I would buy like old guitars, like vintage guitars.
Yes, I want one. There's this company based in Tennessee called Danacaster.
Yeah.
And they make like they make like fake Strats, fake Tellys, fake Gibson Les Pauls.
Yeah.
And they sort of like fake vintage them, so they like wear them out and they look really cool. They're really good.
And they use like reclaimed
Like if I was
wood.
rich, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're super expensive. Like the cheapest one is like $2,500, and that's like entry level.
Yeah, that's like their
I would
their
buy
bottom.
so many of those.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
many.
Like that is. I guess I don't have a guitar collection, but I've accumulated a weird like a variety. Like I have like a classical guitar because I played classical guitar for a little while, and I have that one. And then I bought and I ended up with my Strat that I've had forever, and then I have. Just as it's come, but I've never gotten rid of any of my guitars.
Yeah,
I just
like-
have them all.
Yeah, the
from
only
like high
guitars
school.
I don't have are just because I destroyed
Broke.
them.
Yeah. Shane, thank you so much for being here. Is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Unsung Heroes podcast is great. I do the Free Murder open mic every Thursday at the Creek in the Cave.
Yeah.
This is Shane on Twitter. I'm the center of the universe. I'm in Philly this weekend. I'll be at a hotel. You can see me if you're in Philly. I don't know. Follow me on my social media. I'll post about it. It's fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Gale. Coming up next, give it up for Ben Gordon. What up? What up? Oh, yeah,
Shit.
it's the sequel.
I'm about to say everything Bunnell said.
Yeah, say it all again.
Wrote it
Talk-
all down.
Wrestling, Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa
What?
Ali, the uncrowned cruiserweight champion.
You have to give some context.
No, it's really good that
Yeah, you
didn't
guys
have
look
Ben
exactly the
and
same.
Bunnell up here. 'Cause
Yeah, you guys are separated at birth, but also genetically. I don't know what's going on with you two.
we're not that different genetically either.
Ben, thank you for being here. Predator,
for having me.
friend or foe?
Oh, dude.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like
Yeah, we're talking about
conversation
Predator.
questions.
I was like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Bunnell and I are always wearing wrestling shirts.
Adam Suzanne,
Nope,
what's up,
it's still
Sean?
wrestling.
Yeah.
Throw him up, dog.
Too sweet.
See, like the only thing I know about Predator is from that Xbox game, Predator: Concrete Jungle, and I didn't even play that.
I didn't
game.
know that existed.
Yeah, no, it's
There's
dope.
an Xbox Predator game?
Yeah, it's called
There's a
Concrete
couple
Jungle.
games.
It's actually really good.
There's an old game I had for the Atari Jaguar. Wow.
I'm sorry
that
you
shit's
had
garbage.
that.
That's
a huge waste of
I-
money.
This young motherfucker.
Half of those games didn't even work.
I've backed the wrong horse on so many video game consoles. It's
we
fascinating.
were like, this is the future, everyone.
Yeah. I had a.
Exactly.
I mean, if you owned a Dreamcast, you made money because you could pirate that shit super easy.
Oh, I had a Dreamcast. I love that. Was one of my favorite systems of all time.
My uncles, my dad's younger brothers had a Dreamcast, and I was like, oh, this is the best.
Word.
It was
My cousins had a
cutting
Dreamcast.
edge.
It was
They
ahead
would
of
body
its
me
time.
with
It
Street
should
Fighter
have.
for free.
If it would have. If they were ahead of the
It
game,
had better
and they got
copyright
beat.
protection.
If they
and
would've come out
Sega
a
made
few-
better video games.
Yeah, it would have been better. But there was an Alien versus Predator
Oh, just wait.
Jaguar game, and the Jaguar controller had like
Was
the
it the arcade
dial
game?
pad button. It had, huh?
Was it the arcade game?
It was kind of like that. It was like a
Capcom made
first-person
like a-
shooter,
oh,
and you
no.
could play as either the alien, the predator, or a marine. And it had, depending
It
on
was
which
one of those
character
for
you
PS3.
played, it had a little thing that you slip into this number keypad. The controller was really weird, and then it customized the buttons so that you could. It was like an overlay, so you could see which button
Sounds
did
so
what.
inconvenient.
So like if you were the alien, you had like the tail that would come out. And you could stab people with the tail. You could bite people, and then you could spit acid.
Just like Mortal Kombat.
But the Predator had had the fucking fist claws. It had the shoulder gun, the little triangle laser sight shoulder gun, and the disc, the choppy, the
You know, if you
disc
got
that
three
would you
laser
would
sights
throw.
on you, you're super fucked.
Huh?
One, you could dodge. Two lasers.
Yeah,
It's iffy. Three, you're fucked.
yeah.
Don't
That's right, man. That thing
submit
was
to
great.
death.
but yeah, that game was dope, and I still think I still like wish there was like a good version of that game. But
There was like a first-person Alien vs. Predator game on like the PS3 360. I never played it.
Yeah.
I think it was like multiplayer or something.
have you ever personally been hunting yourself?
Hunting, like animals and shit. No,
Well, wait, hold on. What else did you hunt?
People, dog.
The most dangerous
life's crazy.
game.
Child soldiers exist.
Oh, Jesus Christ! That's not what I wanted to talk about today. But all right.
I don't have a soapbox to preach on, so we can move
Go on a Unsung Heroes, like a paintballing trip.
Oh my God. Yes,
I would RSVP to that.
I would be down for that, but I've always been like, I'm too big. I'm a target. I'm like, there's no
Really
Yeah,
big?
we're gonna die first.
Also, you gotta pay
everyone
for
wants
gear.
to get big guy out the way. Like we're gonna kill Mike, and then we can have real fun.
Who
Yeah.
comes on this podcast can afford like gear? You have to buy the protective shit yourself when you're there.
Yeah,
I don't need no deer, dog. You need protective if you think you're
Shane,
gonna
you got
get
a
shot.
big head.
If you think you're gonna get shot, I'm not gonna get shot. I don't need gear, dog.
Yeah. Also,
Black men are faster than speeding bullets.
what kind of
Exactly.
weak shit you think you gonna get shot? You take the hit. Oh, what are you, a little bitch?
I'm
Yeah.
fat. Are you
Eat
kidding
it
me?
like a man.
I'm not
Be a
having
man.
that sh- I'm not having that shit.
Yeah. I will say this: that shit sucks when you get shot unprepared.
Your skin ripples.
Take off your clothes and it's just leopard spots all over your body
Bruises
when
and
you're done.
shit.
That was a thing. So
I'm not paying for that.
back when I was in like
Better come.
middle school, there was I used to walk home from school, and that was a thing that the seniors at this new high school, or the high school kids, they would roll around in the back of a pickup truck and they would just fire off paintball guns at the middle school kids.
Living their best life.
And here's what they didn't tell you: when you got shot, a lot of them, they would put the paintballs in the freezer. That's right, in the freezer. And I remember I got shot. And I got hit in the head, and it almost knocked me out.
Yeah, Shane.
It's amazing how like teenagers from every walk of life will do the same thing. Like
Yeah.
like there'll be a thing like Freshman Friday or like even on Halloween, like in the Northeast, people throw eggs in high school at like houses. In New York, you just freeze your eggs.
Yeah, so you can throw it at
So like they stink and also like, it's there. Like you can hurt somebody while you throw eggs.
Yeah, you're throwing a fucking ice block, a stone. It's a solid.
Can't throw rocks at people.
It's not enough
assault.
to just be a nuisance. I need someone to feel pain.
Eggs, that's just wasting food.
And it's also like before the internet, like how did every culture, every like kid culture know these things?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how did these rumors spread?
Like you want to throw something and make a mess, but also I want someone to cry too.
It passes down, you know, like shit becomes pop culture and like
or like legend.
like your older brothers tell you.
That-
or something.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
They tell your friends' older brothers. And shit.
Yeah, I mean, also I think
Men are the worst, right, ladies?
yeah. But I will say,
Hashtag men are trash.
but we. Yeah, men are the worst. But I will say that like there was genuinely like the boy thing of finding new ways to hurt yourselves and
yeah,
others.
of
There was
course.
always a way to like.
The innovator.
No, but that's I remember like that being a very real experience.
Girls hurt too. Like,
girls.
women hurt too.
No, but I remember I would very clearly have. I was not
It's
allowed
gonna
to
be
roughhouse with the girls in my family, and all the boy cousins would be like hitting each other with fucking baseball bats and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like wrestling shit with
Beating
chairs.
each other up where it's like we're having full on fights.
Yeah.
But we're playing, but we're not playing.
Like, or we would play Ninja Turtles, and we would pick weapons and just beat the shit out of
Mike,
each
which
other.
Ninja Turtle were
Yeah.
you? Shane, which Ninja Turtle do you think Mike was?
Oh, that's a good question.
I would say Donatello.
You're a big dude, but you're not.
Right.
You don't exploit the fact that you're bigger than everybody. I'm saying either Leo or Donatello.
Oh,
I would say Donatello for sure.
It's one of the like.
Well,
I feel like Mike
frightening.
does
You're
machines.
definitely not a Raphael or a Michelangelo.
Nah, definitely.
No, I'm not at all.
Mike doesn't smoke weed. Look at him.
I don't. I will. You guys are very, very close. I went from
Shit, it was the girl
Donatello.
from the Next Generations.
I went from Donatello to Leonardo because then I started collecting swords.
There we go.
Right.
There we go.
Collecting swords.
Wow.
That's a big red flag right there.
But I was definitely Donatello. I was definitely. I that was my. Also because I was the least aggressive of my brother and my friends, so I just used that big stick to keep people away.
Word,
like I was
word.
just like,
Yeah.
like
you don't
poking
even have
them
to
away
be
from me.
aggressive. Just like no one get close to me.
Yeah, I was.
Back up.
I'm
I'm doing machines over here.
That's like
Yeah.
one of the bits that I'm working on where I have a fight body but a flight mind. Like I look like I want to start some shit, but I'm
Right.
like, please don't start some shit. I don't want to fight.
That's how shit gets started.
Yeah. Have you ever collected anything yourself?
Throughout my high school years, I would like go to GameStop and buy all the cheap PS2 games.
Oh, so you wanted like every game? Like you just wanted all of it?
You know, like games I wanted to play, but because they were so cheap, I would get shitty games. on
I've
purpose
never
and
felt
shit.
older that you regard
Right, I
like
was-
PS2 as like vintage games.
No,
that you
I
bought
didn't
for cheap.
regard it as vintage. I had a PS2 like my whole life, right?
Right.
What a dick. I remember when that shit came out and it was
Yeah.
the fucking, oh my God, it's amazing.
Cutting edge, dog.
Man, Metal Gear Solid 2 was one of my first video games, and
No,
it's still
it's
one of my
All right.
favorites.
All right, Ben,
I
shut the
had
fuck
like,
up, all right? Come on, Jesus.
Building
You
his
asked,
nerd
man. You asked.
I
I, have
know,
3
you
copies
young
of Metal Gear Solid
motherfucker.
2. Is that a collection?
What? You had what?
I have 3 copies of Metal Gear 2.
Oh,
Nerd. They came out in like multiple versions,
Yeah.
and they were cheap.
that's the thing. It really is like when you're broke or whatever, you collect like you're late to the party on a lot of stuff.
Yes.
because you're getting it on discount. I was a poor kid too. Like we didn't have all that stuff. We had Blockbuster as our access to games. because
renting games.
renting it. Yeah. And we wouldn't buy. We couldn't buy shit. We just had to rent
Renting
it.
games was tight, you know.
Or you would have
When
the
your
one
parents would let
friend
you.
in the neighborhood who had the game. So like everyone would have like, this is the guy who has Madden. This is the guy who has Tekken.
That
And
friend
you-
would be like
yes.
You have to go to his, you have to go to
Absolutely.
his
Whose
house
are
to
we
play
going
it.
to?
Yeah.
And I don't want to go to his house. He only has Tekken. I want to go play. I
You
want to
can't
play
bring the
Madden.
memory card. Dad's gonna play his game.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a really
That was
specific arcade.
to the point where I remember doing that shit where we would ask for games for Christmas, but you would get with your friends.
You coordinate with your friends what
and be like,
games each
oh no,
of you would get.
I'm asking for the Final Fantasy games. You ask for these games.
No, but I want the Call of Duty though.
yeah, I want to. No, but
I want the Call
Like
of
I
Duty.
remember I had
though.
one friend who always got like whatever the new Halo was, but he was the only one who had Halo.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like,
He was your Halo friend?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the Halo guy.
I had
was
when
the
I was
shit.
real young. It was who was the Nintendo guy and who was the Genesis guy.
Who's this Genesis?
Right.
Yeah, because there was a
We had that too.
Genesis
so like,
did what Nintendo did.
You're the Mortal Kombat guy, and like you
Mortal
got the
Kombat has
Sega.
blood on your system.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're the Street Fighter guy.
That was at 100%. So much of that rings so real right now. It's hard to say.
Word. Love video
What is there anything that right now that you would like that you are questing for? You want to collect?
Right now, what would I like to collect? You know, Shane was talking about guitars and stuff.
Yeah, man.
I went to vote today, and I was voting at
You're engaging. You're voting. Oh, this is surprising.
You know, I'm old enough to vote now, Shane. And it, you know, voting centers are like schools and stuff. So it's Frank Sinatra High School. I don't know if I should give away my very specific location like that.
Stalk him.
And I walked in the school and you could hear like the school band play, like in the stairwell. You could hear it. And I used to play tuba in high school.
What? Band geek. Band.
So I'm probably gonna.
We all are nerds in this room. That's the truth.
That's why we're in this room.
I used to play saxophone.
I am Spartacus.
I used to play.
I am Malcolm X. What?
I am. Oh,
I was
Captain,
very close
my
to playing
Captain.
trumpet, and I was like, I ain't no pussy. I don't play trumpet. What's the bigger instrument?
Yeah. Give me that big tuba, motherfucker.
I get
What-
mouthpieces. Tuba.
Wait, so you want to buy?
No, tubas are like $10,000. Chill.
What? So what do you
They're
want?
like lots of brass tubing. That's a lot of money.
Well, you should make one.
Yeah.
Just bang
I
it
should
out of
make
the-
Have
a
you
tuba.
played guitar before?
You know, I tried to pick it up. I was in high
Guitars
school.
have resale value, like unlike most instruments. Like you can,
because
like a guitar. that's-
teenagers are always trying to get
Yes.
laid, so someone has to buy a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fellas, this one weird trick will get you laid.
What? Thank you for being here, Ben.
Get
What would
tuba
you?
mouthpieces. Those shits were cool.
Tuba mouthpieces?
Yeah,
They're like a big bell.
they're like big bells. When you would go to school, they'd be like, yo, you can order this brass one on this website. You're like, that shit is like $50, $60, $80. I'm not spending that much money. My grandma got me like a little plastic one, green see-through. I kept it like
Baller.
all through high school. So I would get more of those. I'm sure they come in very stylish.
That's kind of an interesting. Like you just be on the train board, and all of a sudden you're just like blowing into a tuba mouthpiece.
Spitting right in this direction.
Yeah, just spraying.
Lots of spit. Watch out.
Ben, is there anything?
Hi, Phil. It's been a long time.
Is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Listen to Unsung Heroes podcast. You got other podcasts?
Listen to Unsung Heroes, Zeros on Heroes,
Zeros on
and Saving the Dolphins, which is a Miami Dolphins podcast with a comedian friend
Save
of
the
mine.
Dolphins.
Fuck the Dolphins.
Oh, I forgot to plug my other thing. Broken Ankles podcast launching soon. NBA basketball.
Oh hell yeah!
Also,
Guys,
just repeat Benel promoting his stuff in this part. Pretend I also did that.
well, for sure, ladies and gentlemen, the myriad of
Ben
podcasts
Gordon.
available. Give it up for Ben Gordon.
I'm giving it up for myself.
Yeah. Now you're going to be over there. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, you know her, you love her. Give it up for Toby Nelson.
Hello.
Welcome to the Predator Show.
Yeah, you know I love a good Predator show in the creek basement.
I know this is what we're gonna. I was kind of ready for this, bracing for impact. Here we go. First,
Am I the only gal tonight?
you are, yeah.
How is that like my life?
I don't know. You know, it's been.
Representation matters, Mike.
I miss our regular ladies have been absent as of late. I'm trying to figure out what we can do to. We provide a friendly environment, but also.
Well, was it your last one X-Sports, and then the one last week was something else?
It was
Yeah.
martial arts movies, yeah.
You know, I mean, like, I'm very into a lot of things that would be traditionally masculine, but those things are.
I know.
They're a bridge too far even for me.
I'm trying to balance them out. Also, like Predator movie is coming out.
Women aren't into that?
Well, some are for sure, but it's just not. It's not my.
I'm just trying to theme it. Iron Fist came out, so I was like, let me do martial
Oh
arts.
no,
things.
for sure. I told you to do the sequels bracket though.
I'm
you should
doing
do the sequels bracket.
So, of the formal announcement, if you're this deep into the podcast, is that I'm doing brackets once a month now
Oh, cool.
to not
Okay.
burn out the bracket idea.
Sure.
And I'm going to do it brackets. I think the last Unsung Heroes of the month.
Cool.
So
All right, that's good to know.
That's what we're. I'm aiming for that. I'm aiming for
What?
that because
Sometimes I plan things, Alex.
also Yeah,
also have to be here.
Because for October, we did the one at the beginning of the month, but for October, we're going to do it at the end of the month. For Halloween, we're going to do horror movie bracket and all that stuff. Yeah, for sure. So, but let's talk about this. Have you seen the Predator movies?
No, I have not.
High five, Toby.
Yay!
What do you think the Predator is about?
Arnold's got to get to the chopper.
Ooh,
Right? That's
close.
No, that's not Predator.
Yeah, I don't think that happens in that movie.
They have to get to a chopper.
Yeah, he's got to get to the chopper.
Okay,
There
that's
is an alien that looks like he's kind of a Cylon-esque. His eyes are like
Yes,
a little
yeah, correct. There's
and he's got
the
he's got
visor.
dreads.
He's got the dreads.
And I'm guessing he's a problem.
Yes. Toby,
Problematic.
you fucking nailed it. 100% accurate. That's
I
not
know
that's
from
not
that game,
bad.
And wait, is this where Danny Glover says I'm getting too old for this shit, or is that in the?
That's Lethal Weapon.
Okay, well,
Lethal
I don't
Weapon.
do Mel Gibson.
That's
things,
also
you know,
Sorry
so.
to Bother You. He says
Mel
that in
Gibson
that
killed a
movie.
woman in Mexico.
Oh, I have to see that. Did you?
Very good.
Did
Him
Sorry
killing
to
a
Bother
woman
You?
in Mexico?
Yeah, no. Mel Gibson murdered a woman on the set of Apocalypto.
Yes, I'm so happy that
I'm
everyone knows now. I'm not
according
happy it
to-
happened, obviously,
I
but
forgot
I'm
about
glad
that.
everyone knows.
I'm quoting Toby Nelson.
Yes, he's quoting me.
Where's Waldo?
I'm on the record. Come at me, Mel.
Have you personally ever been hunting? Growing up in Virginia? or anything
Well,
like that?
I've not been hunted for sport.
Not been wait, hold on. Not been hunted for sport or hunting for sport?
You said hunted.
Oh, have I
You
ever
said
been
hunted.
hunted?
You said hunted.
I said hunting.
It sounded like hunted. It sounded like
said
hunted.
I apologize.
You asked Toby if someone was hunting her.
Also,
I did not realize that.
really? Did you really need to ask if I've ever been hunting?
Yes, I would.
No, I've never ever been hunting. I've barely been fishing.
Oh,
Like,
Oh, I've been fishing.
and I don't think you
fishing's
realize
boring.
where I'm from in DC. Also, in Virginia. Also, I'm from 8 miles outside DC.
right.
We that's not a
Virgin- but
place
you-
that. Sorry,
There's no hunting down there.
I mean, no.
All right. Have
You
you?
would have to go elsewhere.
But you barely. Have you been? Is fishing hunting? Did you call?
Yes, essentially. I don't have a problem with people who are living off the land, fishing and hunting.
Sure.
Like we had to learn when I was in my wilderness program how
killing
to
chickens for your meal. Yeah.
how to do make small animal traps and stuff like that. And they taught us in theory how you can fish if you need to. It was the winter, so the river
Ice fishing or something like that?
Well, no, yeah, I mean. They were teaching us how to fish when the water thawed. They didn't have an ice fishing teacher, unfortunately.
Oh, wow.
But we had our food, food if you can call it that, provided for us. But
I totally love that idea. Part of me is like in the world of put Survivor Man disappearing. I think about that
it was
way
a
too
great
often.
idea to send bad kids away to the woods
Hey,
to
wait a
learn how to
minute.
live off the land. No, I fully endorse the fact that my parents sent me to that. The
Yeah.
school
It's
is another
wilderness.
story.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
wilderness program, I didn't like the fact that they said
some sort of makeshift juvie. Is that what you were saying?
it's you spend 2 months living under like a tarp in the mountains.
Fuck that.
I was in the Appalachians. We would hike like 4 to 10 miles a day. Our pack was made out of the plastic that was that we put our
The
tents
bedroll
on top of.
Yeah.
Well, we had
The tarp? Wait, you
no. We
Talk
had
into the microphone,
tarp.
Ben, if you're going to talk.
I'm trying to.
The tarp is on top, and then there's plastic that you put your sleeping bag on top
Yeah,
of.
it's
no,
the
there's also
waterproof.
a ground tarp.
There's a waterproof, whatever that is that you put to
It's a
keep
huge
the
plastic
mud
thing,
up.
and you make your.
I'm trying to tell you.
I know. I'm like, have you lived in the woods for 2 months? Let me fucking speak. It's what you wrap everything in and make your backpack out of every day.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have like a backpack you stuff things in.
This is legit though. Like you talk about.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking legit.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I mean,
I
We weren't really in danger because they were like they had radios back to base camp and stuff
but
like that.
There's people that pay like out the ass to go have that kind of experience.
I know. My parents paid out the ass for me to have that experience.
Fair enough. But part of me is I fight that urge all the time, especially like in the city when you've like.
Oh, I love camping. Like
when you've seen
and I'm
like
good at it.
Yeah, I would love to go camping. We should just do a weird camping paintball trip, like Shane.
We should do live.
I was down with the paintball.
We should
if
do
there's
live
camping.
from the mountains, Unsung Heroes.
So down. I really because like if you're in the city, like if you don't get out, you start to like.
I go insane. That's why I have a car. Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I've seen too many people shitting in public. There's like per capita, like there's too. They're too close together. I got to get the fuck out of this town.
I peed in public last night.
You what?
I peed in an alley last night.
I will say peeing is different.
we all
though.
got it.
Look at Davos. He's walking away. He's like, He's
ashamed.
like, I'm the only one who can.
Yeah, she's stealing my thunder.
That's my dog. In case you haven't ever heard this before.
Returning listeners will know who Sir Davos is. Sir Davos is the most popular person on this podcast.
You said the
hunted.
man. You said the hunted thing, and I was going to say that they do send people to kidnap you out of your bed to take you to this wilderness program because they want to catch you off guard. Because people try to run. I would have tried to run. I did try to run at the wilderness program. Like,
so how did you get into this program? Your parents paid a bunch of money. Were they like?
Yeah, they paid a bunch of money for people to try to kidnap me out of my bed.
Yeah, okay.
And take me to a mountain in North Carolina. I had snuck out the night before to see my douchebag ex-boyfriend Patrick, and I was
names.
not.
Hell yeah.
He's dead. It's okay.
Oh damn. Oh no.
I've heard of Dead Patrick. I have.
Oh man.
Whatever.
So
I'm also really sad about it, but it's funnier if I say whatever.
Yeah, it's.
So
okay.
I wasn't there when they came into my room. They're like, get up! Oh, and so they had to wait with my dad in the living room till I got home in the morning.
It's like, oh, they wasted the good surprise on you.
Right, exactly.
I was like, I would have to hate my kid to be like, you're gone for 2 months.
Yeah.
Get out. Go in the woods.
Wouldn't your mom and dad? No, my mom feels really bad about it.
But it was. Did it set you straight a little bit? Did it help you kind of realize?
Straight?
Well, it is a scared straight thing. Yeah. Well, I went to the. You have to do a wilderness program before you go to a high school, like the one that I went to, the emotional growth program and stuff. So.
The detachment and then the easing.
Yeah,
back
basically,
into...
no, literally, they break you down. Like, they break your will so that you are easier to deal with at the high school. That's literally the point.
And did they teach you? And do you? But you value what you learn there. And
yes. No, I'm really, really glad I went to the wilderness program.
The wilderness program,
For sure.
sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I do have that Survivor Man stuff. So like we could literally just go into the woods and you'd like
Yes.
it would come back to you.
If I had my medication, I could. I will be very, very good in the zombie apocalypse.
Did you mean for that to be funny? Because that was really fucking funny.
Well, it's a little bit, but like. Well, there's a book called Station 11. I don't know if anyone here has read it. Yes, okay. It's amazing. It's one of the best books about like a post-apocalyptic it's post-apocalyptic Shakespeare. It's like the play Mr. Burns, where like in Mr. Burns they're traveling around the post-apocalypse performing Simpsons episodes. Which it's a fucking great play. It's the reason I started watching The Simpsons.
Did I have a stroke while we're talking? Wait, what is going on?
I'm talking.
Simpsons
I was
episodes
relating
on
it
tour?
to Mr. Burns. I was thinking maybe people in here had heard of Mr. Burns.
I did not know that there is.
It's an amazing play. It's called Mr. Burns, a post-electric play by Annie Washburn. But the thing I was going to say, and I'll link to the Mr. Burns thing and this on the webpage, but
the story.
It's Station 11,
Yeah.
which is about a pandemic that happens. Almost everybody dies, and then the main characters are traveling the country as a Shakespeare troupe and small orchestra, living off the quote, "It is not enough to simply survive." They're trying to
get art back.
But there's a part in the book where we're like stranded in an airport, and this one woman comes up to like one of the main characters and is like, "Do you have any effects, sir?" And she goes to everybody in there, and finally they did leave. They're able to leave the airport and go into the parking lot. They go through everyone's cars and shit like that, and can't find it. This is the medication I'm on. The withdrawal symptoms are awful. Eventually,
boy.
she wanders off into the woods and is never seen again. So that's literally my greatest fear.
Oh no!
Besides the rape basement and falling down escalator. But so if I've talked about that on this
fears.
podcast.
Yeah, valid fears.
So if I have my medication in the post-apocalypse,
Yeah.
I will be a good person to have. I can bow drill a fire out of rocks and sticks. I have a go bag with iodine and shit like that. But like, I can make a fire out of rocks and sticks. That's really all you like.
Yeah, well, if you can make a fire, you're
need.
solid. Yeah.
Fortunately,
I
all
also
that
have.
escalators broke in the apocalypse.
I used to have a kind of a go bag situation in my truck. Like I always had, a cooler tent. I had like a first
absolutely.
aid kit. I always had stuff in my car when I had a car. Now I feel like if I don't have certain things in my backpack, like my everyday carry or whatever bullshit you want to call it, I get like nervous. Like if I don't have my Leatherman or whatever.
That's why
You know
you're
what I'm talking
Donatello.
You too. I always have my not mace or pepper spray.
No, you
with
don't
me.
have that.
No, I absolutely don't.
Definitely not.
And enough medication for a day at least.
Yeah, because you never know. That's the thing that they don't think about. Also, like right now, hurricanes are barreling towards North Carolina, right?
My dad and his girlfriend had to evacuate. They were down in Pawleys Island.
Oh no!
And so they are beachfront. So they had to evacuate. Old Town Alexandria underwater.
Even like Miami, even like Florida people who deal with hurricanes regularly, there's a certain amount of like, just get the fuck out, man. Like, you'll come back later. You'll be, we'll figure it out. But
luckily, my dad and his girlfriend had the means to leave.
Yeah.
Like, I understand if it's like a different situation.
Yeah, you need help and all that stuff. Toby, thank you so much for being here. What would you like to promote before you go?
Sarah Kennedy and I are starting a podcast that is about NT has a new podcast. I don't know if you guys know who NT is. He is the foremost blind item blogger of the entire internet. He has the most reliable website with the most items that turn out to be true. He called this Harvey Weinstein shit, Kevin Spacey shit, all of this years and years ago. And he has a new podcast that's out and behind a paywall. So Sarah and I are going to recap it every week for everybody.
Wow.
And give our own shit. I have a new group that's turning into a blog on Facebook called Gunt Blind Gossip. And we have
which I follow, and it's fucking engaging.
It's pretty great, right?
Toby, let me put it to you this way: I don't care about that shit at all, but I end up living in that fucking group.
I know.
Everybody's comments are like, it's like, what is? It feels. It's like my equivalent of whatever feeling you get when you read the gossip stuff.
Yeah.
But like
that is what it is.
It's just, but not for the gossip, but for you guys commenting on it. Like
and how into it we
the fucking blood in the water shark feeding frenzy that happens on some of these comment threads is so funny to me. And also, again, very, Mel Gibson murdered a person. Murdered a woman
That's the entry question. You have to tell me whether or not you think that happened.
Yeah, but it's
you can say false, but I'll probably convince you.
But I totally I love Sarah Kennedy. She's so funny, and she's in the group also with you. But the idea that this guy, who is this NT person? Does anybody know who he is?
He is an entertainment lawyer who just
NT
has
is a pseudonym, obviously.
Yeah, it's the pseudonym NT, the entertainment lawyer.
Yeah.
And he has people were like, why is he like doing this podcast without a voice masking or anything? He sounds very generic. Like you can't. You wouldn't be able to tell who he was.
Podcast where he is divulging. He's spilling the tea. He's
the first 5 hours of the podcast. He's released 7 hours of this in 2 weeks.
That's how horrible Hollywood is.
Like, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. It's $5 a month, and I'm not saying don't listen to Sarah and my roundup, but $5 a month for he's given us 7 hours in 2 weeks, and he's given us all this
Holy shit.
over the years. I don't really think it's that bad of a deal, It's
fascinating stuff. I will say that I'm a fan of the positive blind items.
You did say so. I like the positive blinds. What was the really good positive blind?
There was one about on the set of some show that Blake Lively showed up to some set and brought baked goods.
Yeah, baked goods for everybody.
Brought,
and that Ryan Reynolds is very nice also. That was a nice one.
I was super happy. I was like, oh, thank God Ryan Reynolds isn't a douchebag.
My favorite one is that Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux got together because they shared a love of the same band tanning oil.
They loved, they were some fake tanner that they both.
Yes, it's an illegal tanning oil because it's got certain peppers in it that's that exacerbate the redness in your skin and stuff like that.
Rich people are monsters. It's terrible. Toby, thank you so much for being here.
Wait, one more thing. I'm in a show this weekend. It's called Tinker Rising. We are at it's a play. It's at the Tank, 312 West 36th Street, in New York City, Manhattan, and it's at 3 p.m. on Sunday, and it's about a newly out as lesbian supervillain who's trying to date and trying to do her job.
She's trying to be a supervillain and find love.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's
Ladies,
really good. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much, Toby Nelson.
Started for Degrassi. Now we here gather around the punch bowl.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Helen Ehrlich.
Yay!
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to run and get a drink really quick.
Coming in at the finale. Thank you so much for being here. Helen.
Yes.
We're talking about, the topic is varied.
Okay.
The Predator movie is coming out this weekend.
Yes.
Have you seen the Predator originals at all? What do you think the Predator is about?
I know it's about an alien, but I think this is the one that is invisible.
Yes.
And they get dropped on a planet that has them, or there's been different ones. Also, Adrian Brody was in one.
He was in Predators. He was in one of the more recent sequels.
That's what I know about it. And then I know about the sexual assault thing and all the people leaving Olivia Munn. Also, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively got married on a plantation. So, not a fan.
Is that a plantation?
Is it still a plantation?
That's Ben Gordon.
No, but she had an antebellum style wedding. I don't like that type of thing. It's just super weird. It's people were like, the Nazis are so stylish. I'm just, we're not going to actually murder any Jews.
Hugo Boss designed their uniforms.
Yeah, and I would not give him my money.
Right. There's an element of when people talk about the antebellum South, that's pre-Civil War South. That's what it means.
Yes.
That's what antebellum means. And then there's a band called Lady Antebellum, and I'm like, ooh, what?
Oh, I just put that together.
Yeah.
I don't like that song anymore. You guys all know that one song.
Yeah. I'm a little drunk and I need you now.
Yeah.
Slavery is good. Or whatever.
Well.
Yeah. It's terrible. Yeah.
So Predators in a different way.
Yeah. Boom. Bringing it around. Also, we're talking about, have you personally ever been hunting?
No.
Or fishing or anything like that? Are you anti-hunting?
Well, I was for a long time because I thought it was kind of gross, and I still think trophy hunting is gross.
Trophy hunting is 100% gross.
I think it's
super
gross.
It's
That's
still
one thing
terrible.
if you need to if you're living off the land.
Yeah. Also, we actually need to cull deer populations because we've gotten rid of all their natural predators.
That's
true.
A
responsibility. We as humans, the most dominant of animals, actually not the most dominant, but the most savvy. Adaptable.
That's why we are.
But a tiger could take us down.
No, but that's why we spread like a virus. That's because we reproduce. Nobody's culling our populations for environmental safety. You know what I mean? Look,
there
is a Bill Burr.
They don't need to cull our populations anymore.
Where nobody, everyone. What's that Bill Burr bit?
White people also kind of spread like a virus. If you look at if you are picturing a map of the world. and where white people spread it is very similar to like.
Oh wait,
bacteria
wasn't there
movement.
like something that went viral recently that was that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no,
I'm not
it was
original.
the
None
opposite.
of my thoughts are original.
It was the opposite. It was about the spread of non-white people.
Oh,
And
well, they're gross, but
it was so ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a gross.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was inaccurate.
There, of course. It was. Look, there's so much out there. Like someone in an argument, like that's the problem now is that there's so like someone in an argument about the Colin Kaepernick thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone was arguing against it, and he's being disrespectful and blah blah blah, full of shit, right?
Yeah.
Clearly an agenda, and then they posted in a way to like back up their cause. They posted something from what's called Prager University, PragerU.
Okay.
It's a YouTube channel that's in.
Yeah, I don't think that's a real school.
It's funded literally by like right wing nut jobs.
I think they're in the same like sports league as Trump University.
Yes, it's very clearly got an agenda. But the second he posted that, I'm like, oh man, I can't take you seriously now. And he's like, did you watch the video? And I'm like,
You don't need to.
I don't have to. That's what
Yeah.
facts. That's what facts are. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's what the whole point of learning facts is that they are true. You don't need to.
No, but
like-
don't you understand that other facts are more true than some facts because the
Alternative
Bible
facts?
is real? Yeah,
Oh, no,
like
no.
I don't. If you,
I was talking about that earlier. If I could-
Hashtag
That's
all
literal.
facts matter.
no, yeah, facts matter.
But you guys were talking about. Can we talk about? Have you talked about eating people yet?
No,
We should all come together with this reality. Okay,
yeah.
I've been thinking about this a lot lately.
Soylent Green style or like straight up cannibal style.
I am saying okay, so like if you're in a situation where it's death or eating, not murdering a person.
No.
But like you're in a
Like
people
Donner
are
Party.
dying. Last podcast on the left is doing something about it. Also, Leanne from Real Housewives of Dallas asked this question a couple weeks ago, so it's really been on my mind. I have a wide variety of interests.
How do you like Dallas? Do you like Dallas?
It is not very captivating for me because those are not the type of people. Like it's a genre of person that I do not like. It's hard for me to watch. It's hard for me to put it's just I'm not like a really Christian person from the South, and actually my interactions with those types of people have not been positive.
Yeah.
So it's
And
hard
there's a
for me
lot
to
of
just like
those.
have fun
Yeah.
watching this show where like I know these people voted for Trump.
Yeah, I get that. Like that
Not all
happens
of
so
them,
much. But so
probably.
wait, you're talking. So if you had to, so like in the movie Alive, right? The soccer team that crashes
Yes,
in the
that's
mountains,
another- yeah.
and they die, and they're like, well, we got to eat something.
Yeah. Would you do it? I think about this a lot, and I think you got to do it.
I think you got to do it.
I think you got to do it. Just you only do it if you're gonna die, and I don't think you should murder. But like this is a reality we all need to think about.
Wrong, is it wrong that I have zero qualms about this? Like, guys,
No, there is a South Park where they do it, where they eat the people too early.
What do
They're
you-
like, we've been here for
Oh.
8 hours, so I guess we got to eat this guy.
There's also,
Yeah, I would say I would give myself so you can survive without food for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
And so I would need to have not eaten for like a while to
Right.
do it. Like it would have to. We're going on like weeks of no food.
Sure.
But I would do it.
As
Make
a-
a soup. If you can't eat the meat, if you can't stomach the meat, make a meat soup.
a people soup.
Yeah, I
If you
thought about
can't
it.
stomach the meat, make a meat soup.
Yeah, like boil some bones. Make a bone broth,
Okay,
bitch. You gotta make your
bone-
meat last.
bone broth
How many bodies do you
sounds
have?
different to me.
Okay.
Guys,
Meat
I don't
soup.
think you understand. I don't think you understand that this is not new. You know, like it's 100%. But that's the whole thing is because of religion and church and stuff. They try to keep dead people alive. Back in the day, like when they, if there's animals will eat meat.
Yeah.
Before we were intelligent, we would eat anything.
Well, you should not eat humans unless you have to, because that's a really good way to get diseases.
And don't
Yes.
eat brain.
Yeah, definitely.
Bad.
Don't eat the human brain. Even in an apocalypse scenario, you're gonna get brain sickness.
Because we all know that's
of your
where
own.
the zombies come from.
Yes, zombies is double brain. Also, it's a great World War Z, not the movie, but the book
Yeah.
by Max Brooks, who is Mel Brooks' son, is excellent.
Yeah.
One of the characters in it is based on his dad. Spoiler or whatever, and they have that's where I
Did you
learned
listen-
about the bone soup because
Did you
they have
listen
that
to
as a
it or
plot
did you
line.
read it?
Both?
Okay.
But it's an abridged. There's an audio
audio-
of it, but it's abridged.
Oh,
And
okay.
in my opinion, they did not select the best.
Oh,
stories.
I don't like an abridged book. Sorry, I was just interested.
No, that's fine. Have you? So another topic of the show today is: have you collected anything besides human bones to make soup with?
Oh, well, besides the bones,
because in the aspect of hunting, that's a popular thing now. Now that we don't have to be animalistic about, we hunt other things. Like we hunt like a deal or like you. You got
to get your you have to take out that instinct. Sports, I think, is a big part of that.
Yeah, for sure.
I have had collections as a young girl, just dalliances in like miniature. Lighthouses, or I liked babushkas for a while.
Yes.
I know, go crazy. I liked babushkas. But which also I feel
what
like
are babushkas? The little Russian nesting dolls.
Yes, and I feel like that is I'm going to end up having to use it like for a metaphorical like imagery. If I ever get to make TV or something, I'm going to have that as like the layers of a person.
You like that image. That's
I feel like it's part of the reason I think in a trippy manner now. I don't know. Also, the Shrek onions thing, the layers got to me.
Of course, yeah. Who doesn't? The philosophy of Shrek. What?
Wait, what?
But now, what are we talking about? Off mic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure. And I'm also, I am sort of part Russian Jewish. So culture. Speaking of eating people, Russia.
Oh, no. So you collect the Russian nesting dolls. Is there anything that you collect now?
Not really. Although, okay, I would say a thing that I have a problem like letting go of clothes that I just can't. So I think I kind of collect like. If it's not worn out, I'm not going to throw it out. So I have a couple like T-shirts from 8th grade.
Sure, I'm with you. Yeah,
and they have like middle school on them, so I'm never going to wear them. I'm an adult person. I'm over the age of 21. Like it's been a while. I didn't like my middle school. I don't know why. It's the
principle of it.
It's a good shirt.
It's the
why am I going to throw it out?
Look, I completely understand. I'm with you. I'm with you on it. I still have a shirt from 8th grade that has a hole in it, but it's like my comfortable shirt.
Yeah.
It's the shirt I put on when I get sick.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I'm talking about?
I have a shirt like that. I also wore it the day I lost my virginity and my first day of college. So that shirt has like 8 holes in it. I'm never getting rid of it. It's just too many memories.
Oh boy, that
Did he fuck
imagery.
you through the shirt?
That wasn't the same day.
That is exactly what the imagery you created with your words.
No, I'm not that Jewish.
Ah!
Oh my God!
Holy shit! I cannot think of a better way to dismount. Helen.
Thank you.
What would you like to promote before you go?
My Twitter is tall, pale, curly, and I'm on Instagram at HRFE. And that's all.
HRFE. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Helen Ehrlich. And guys, that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening. You can find us at Zeros on Heroes on all social media. I'm at Mike Mercadal. You can follow me as well. And guys, listen to Saving the Dolphins podcast also. Now that it's football season, me and Dave Kinney talk about Miami Dolphins football. And it's basically just a bunch of sad boys that lose all the time. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But
here at the creek, it's sad boys that lose all the time, all day, every day.
We've had one, and we hold on to that for dear life. Come to the Creek in the Cave. Support the Creek, Long Island City, Queens. And remember to don't eat people unless you have to. And remember to go out and be